This is the state of Maryland, parole and probation. I was held illegally by the state of Maryland. Held illegally. I was kidnapped for making a documentary about your prison industry and mass incarceration. N62528. Monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. It's a documentary. Y'all made Baltimore the Wire. This is Baltimore Rewired. And I ain't got to change nobody's name. Mayor Brandon Scott, Governor O'Malley, Governor Hogan, Tessa from the NAACP, Kobe Little, Joshua Harris, leaders of a beautiful struggle. Social media for social change. From 2006 to now. Letters Design and Get Shorty. Governor O'Malley approved the program in 2006. It's 20 years. Everything on film. That's Martin O'Malley. That's Dwayne Davis on Falls Road. November 2006. Governor O'Malley approved the program, Get Shorty, self-help organization for the redevelopment and re-education of the young. It's about mass incarceration. Shorty, pull your mask up? No, Shorty stopped shitting on me. I documented everything I did through the legal lens. And if you go to parole and probation, they got it all. That's the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services. That's Facebook and Twitter. Google me. I'm not hard to find. So we're gonna take this in front of the House Judiciary Committee. Because last night I gave this to you at Taxpayers Night. Taxes, death, and trouble. Don't get in my way. That's evidence. Illinois and Maryland, all right? I'm a Baltimore City resident. I had property in Baltimore County. I was kidnapped in Illinois. So we got jurisdiction, Illinois, Maryland, city, county, state, and federal levels. And like I said, through the legal lens. This is 2026, this is 2025, and this is Taxpayers Night. You kicked me out, Public Accommodations Act, all right? And these are our elected officials, you feel me? That's a bio on Shorty. Shorty has been doing art and activism since 2006. Yeah, it's all right here. And it's been about monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. That's Julian Jones, all right? That's Zeke Cone. Zeke Cone got paperwork I gave him last night. That's the Maryland American Visionary Arts Museum. That's To Whom It May Concern. That's my movie release. And that's Governor Hogan. All right? Respectfully submitted. That's Barbara Mikulski, 2009. All right? Telling you what I was doing. And this is Monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. A real life house of cards. Like I said, the movie's about you and how you represent us. This is a check. That's my signature. 2007. That's a check 2008. That's not my signature. That's my store, but that's not my signature. That's fraud. Fraud in the court. Fraud by the state. The state of Maryland participated in fraud. That's Senator Brooks, Jones, Phillips, and Holden. And that's Ivan Bates. You want to incarcerate our kids? Well, you're going to have to let them go because you've been protecting this corruption since you was working with Jessamy. If you go directly to Pena, she got my paperwork for the Supreme Court. Y'all make me famous for toilets and we gonna run with this shit. Parole and probation has my intellectual property, all right? Parole and probation, the state of Maryland and the state of Illinois. Department of Justice, the FBI, Secret Service, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, and President Trump. We talk about your prison industry and mass incarceration. A class action lawsuit because you're doing it to a class of people. That's the toilet I put in front of the Towson Courthouse. That was about the corruption. That was about Scott Schellenberger. It was about Judge Turnbull. It was about Judge Janae. It was about the judges in Baltimore County and how you locking up black people, the sundown town. That's me and Mayor Pugh, yeah. That's Andy Harris. That's Derek Chase. And that's Governor Westmore. You feel me? The story about Governor Westmore and mass incarceration. Governor Westmore been knowing me since Robin Hood. And his chief of staff is gonna tell you about the story about Taxpayers Night. I hope you're paying attention. Like I said, these are about your elected officials and monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. Started right here, all right? Phony bomb threat. That wasn't a phony bomb threat, that was a toilet. If I go to jail, I gotta share that toilet with an inmate. 2026, we're gonna share this toilet with the world. That's Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake. That's Eric Holder, the Department of Justice. All right? That's Out for Justice, and that's Fox 45. That's President Trump, and that's President Trump. Activism ain't terrorism. We're going to the Supreme Court with this. All right, the Supreme Court. Civil rights, public accommodations. You ain't tough on crime. You tough on us. So Scott Schellenberger, it's all about you. All right, it's all about you. That's Karson Kamenetz. That's Kaylin Young. That's Marilyn Mosby and Nick Mosby. That's Judge Bell. That's Martin O'Malley. That's Governor Hogan and Al Redmer. That's President Biden and the Department of Justice. All right? Criminal charges, kidnapping, 2011 by Scott Schellenberger. It's all right here. President Barack Obama. The Afro News has this. Eric Barron. Jason Newton from WBAL. And our governor has this. You feel me? It's Monopoly, the Cheaters Edition. You feel me? That's Governor Hogan, all right? Expand the ballot, expand the vote. We have a right to vote. I'm not Emmett Till. I'm still alive and breathing. I applied for Martin Luther King's job. And that's Chuck D and me. And that's Dr. K, WEEA Radio. And these are our legislators by district. Like I said, y'all made the movie Baltimore The Wire. This is Baltimore Rewired. I'm gonna tell you why we rose. And that's the FCC, so y'all can't say nothing. That's the FCC, and that's David Smith, that's David Trone, that's Peter Francott, that's Governor Westmore, that's Mosby, that's Jared Jimenez from Board of Elections. It's all right here. And that's me at City Hall. Attorney General Anthony Brown, the state's attorney's office. I'm the video vigilante, got a story called Shorty. I left plenty of toilets out here in front of Parole and Probation. Because if I go to jail, I got to share that toilet with an inmate. 2026, we're going to share this toilet with the world. GOP Carter, Anthony Brown. All right, we're going to share it with the world. That's my writ of certiorari. I'm looking to go to the Supreme Court with the toilet. Call it Public Accommodations Act. That's my dog, Whitey. Remember Gil Scott-Heron, Whitey on the Moon? Well, Whitey work for Shorty now. Expand the ballot, expand the vote. Ex-felons got a right to vote. We got a right to vote. And y'all suppressed the vote in 2013. That's the state of Maryland, parole and probation. Go get all my paperwork, everything I got. And go to Governor Westmore, get everything I got. I'm out $250 million in intellectual property. Y'all made Baltimore The Wire? This is Baltimore Rewired, the money behind mass incarceration. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. Are we there yet?